Richard Chaski joins us now. He's a political science lecturer at the George Washington University here in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, this information is still coming in and changing. No motive yet, but does this appear to be a terror attack to you, despite what authorities are saying right now?
I think it's too early to tell. I think it could be an act of common criminal activity. It could be an act that's been carried out by someone who is mentally ill. It could be carried out by a lone operative with a political agenda, which would qualify as an act of lone wolf terrorism, or it could, and I think it's highly unlikely, be an act of a terrorist group. But we don't know. We're in the very, very early stages of putting together what happened here. The police are going to be looking at the closed-circuit TV films, interviewing witnesses. The weapon was a semi-automatic pistol, so there should be some residue or fingerprints or DNA associated with the suspect, who's been identified as Frank James. He apparently is linked to a U-Haul van with Arizona plates that was found in another location. And they are putting an all-points bulletin out to apprehend this person of interest. He's now still only a person of interest, but of course they want to talk with him and basically sort out through what his set of connections, if any, are to this particular event.
Richard, there seems to be a sharp rise in violent crime in many major U.S. cities. New York's been talking about it, even here in Washington, D.C., even though historically it seems to be down. What do you make of what seems to be a big crime wave in the United States?
Well, it's hard to say. I think that what we in the United States and the world have been through in terms of COVID-19 over the past 2 years or so, in addition to some of the political instability here in this country, and the marginalization that all too many people feel in economic and political terms here in the United States and experience, all are possible factors. I think that Mayor Adams is correct when he talks about the importance of essentially short-term measures or middle-term measures, which would address the some 400 million guns that are available in the United States, and those are his figures that he just spoke of. But he's also correct to think about some of the deeper social and economic and political causes that have caused so many in the country to be terribly angry at the system and terribly frustrated with themselves as the country experiences economic and political hardships here at home. And that's something that is in many ways a twin-fold set of objectives to aspire to. And it's important that we continue to understand the support for mental health facilities and for people, as Mayor Adams just said, to basically move away from attaching social stigma to mental illness and for people to recognize that mental illness is just one form of illness that should be treated promptly and effectively without such social stigma getting in the way. So I think what remains is a host of different challenges that confront the American society and American political leaders. And these policy solutions really span the scope of short-run, middle-run, and long-haul objectives.